for a little 2024, 2025 excellence.
So is that the new avatar you were talking
That's the
about?
new avatar.
I like it. I like it. So, I mean, I'm not a Philly
Wow.
fan, but I did like them to win over KC. So
Yeah,
I was cheering for him, and I didn't mind seeing Barkley get his ring.
there you go. Hey,
Well, at
so
least at least one Barkley got a ring now.
I know,
Oh
right?
man, come
In Philly, how
on.
about that? What's the irony in that?
Yeah, ain't that
He did it
something?
for Philly. He did it for
Hmm.
Philly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but now Charles Barkley, man, he one of my favorites. I always wanted
Yeah,
him to get a ring too. But
Man, you couldn't help but
spe-
love Charles Barkley.
yeah, especially that Philadelphia version of Charles Barkley too, man. He was a monster. A lot of people
Man,
don't realize he was a monster when he's in his prime.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Too bad the owner didn't want to spend money.
Hey, man, they need to help the Sixers now.
Oh my
Oh, boy.
gosh, dude, I can't even watch them. They
Man.
are, dude. They don't even exist in my world of sports. I'm watching the Knicks, and that's what
Oh
it
Oh,
is.
man, a Philly guy watching the Knicks.
Yeah,
Oh my
watching
goodness,
the Knicks, man. I mean, golly, you
what is
know,
going on in this world? But
I know because they got all the Villanova guys over there.
oh yeah, those Philly
yeah,
guys, they'll know Philly.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Brunson. I mean, North Philly Brunson. I mean,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I don't want them to win, but I'll watch them.
yeah. Anybody from Villanova getting drafted tonight?
No,
Okay, all right. But yeah, but yeah, guys, we getting ready for this football draft. I already hit the live, so welcome
all right.
everybody. Yeah, that way they can see. I want to get that instant reaction to your logo and everything.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and we got
You know,
let me see, is Brooks here? There's Brooks. Okay,
Hey,
Brooks
I
is
about
getting
to
here too.
say. I mean, we
Brooks.
we could slow play it till the 15th pick if we need to. I definitely want to hear what Brooks picks for the Falcons.
Oh man,
With a with a Falcons
it's
draft, will they draft a running back? We'll
Yeah.
find out in.
Well, see,
oh man.
I love
I
how
hope not.
Brooks breaks everything down, and then the Falcons do just the opposite on draft day. We just say, "Oh
Yep.
man, we got to hear what how Brooks is on the reaction show."
I'm not able to channel my inner GM for the Falcons. That's just not possible. So I just do what I can.
I got you.
I always know they're not going to go with what I say. So
Well, this way you're not disappointed, right? You get your hopes up, and then they go just go with.
you would think at some point I would not be disappointed or surprised at what they do, but they keep finding ways to do it for me. So
If they don't go offensive line or defensive line, I'm a scream.
well, you better be ready to scream now.
They're probably gonna go Tyler Warren if he's there. The replace the tight end y'all got from Florida.
Oh yeah, Kyle Pitts. Yeah, hey, Kyle
Yeah,
Pitts didn't work out. Let's do another high draft pick on the tight end. Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. Can't have too many offensive weapons, Brooks.
I know, right?
All right, guys.
Yeah. And then
We
TV's in here, right?
this is
TV's
already
in
way
there.
this is already
Yeah,
too much
I mean,
Falcons talk for me.
Yeah, Brooks. We're gonna see where you'll give the Falcons the blueprint on who to draft. So can't we can't wait until you get to that pick there. TV, the Cowboy fan. I'm interested to see where they're gonna go tonight too. I'm interested to see what Dallas is gonna draft tonight.
Man,
shit,
I found a great
we
long
know better
snapper
than the
for them.
Falcons. Cowboys ain't no better than the Falcons. You don't know who they gonna pick.
Well, it depends on if Jerry Jones has his way.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why we don't know who we're gonna pick. Jerry might get in the mid pick and goddamn just lose his damn mind.
Lose his mind.
Oh man.
Oh
see, that's
man.
why, and see, that's why we have our own draft because we're gonna see who we want,
I
You
hope
know.
Gentry is close to them, so he go running back.
Where Gentry
We
coach?
gonna find out. We gonna find
I'm
out
just
tonight.
saying, I know we ain't gonna get him. You know why?
Uh-oh.
You know why I know? Cause Jerry drafted.
So,
He
He
gonna
gonna
trade
draft.
up and get Shador.
Yeah, that he gonna
He gonna
draft.
trade your whole draft.
hey, the only team that ever traded their whole draft for a person to move up is the New Orleans Saints.
Exactly.
Okay? And when that's actually happened in the past, it's like, let's trade all our picks and get Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Ricky Williams. He was great.
They got their money worth because they ran him in the ground.
And then they did ship him off to Miami for a first-round draft pick, so they did get something else. Like you said, man, Ricky was running, and that's why he started smoking. Man, he was tired. He's like,
yeah.
man,
He needs some help.
yeah.
He needs some. He needs a boost. Oh man, but yeah, so that's what we doing, guys. We gonna get this draft. We're
Oh
gonna
man,
go through
let's
the
do it.
order. Calculator, you can kind of narrate us, pick the pick, like who's next,
Okay.
who's up, who's picking, and then who's next to kind of keep us all ready to
Okay.
go. And like I say, when it comes to the way we're drafting people is whenever someone makes their pick, it's their pick. They're basing it on not necessarily what the team on Thursday is going to do or Thursday, for the whole draft, but just what you want to see happen. And then we have to react off of that. So if a player that we want is not there, we got to draft a different way. So we like to come back and then do another episode after the actual draft. Yeah, and then we come back and see how it works. So we react to that. So
Yeah,
that's what we're
remember,
doing.
I think Brooks was on Suicide Watch last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can't remember if he showed up for that show or not, Mr. Full. During the draft, I was texting people saying, "Is Brooks still alive?"
Where were you, Brooks? What happened? Where you go?
So,
I went in hibernation for about
yeah.
the whole season.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. So let me run this bumper real quick, and then we're gonna get to it, gentlemen.
All right, let's do it.
All right. And we're back
Yes, we are
for the
back.
draft. All right. So let's get down to business, people. All right. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell, and share because sharing is caring. 411 Sportsworld Network on YouTube. And then also TikTok, Mr. 411, MISTER. FOURONEONE, Mr. 411 on TikTok. And then on IG, the same thing. All right, here we go. Let's go, man.
Hey,
What's up, Cal?
now, Mr. 41, what I'm going to do for the people is I'm going to go from top to bottom on my screen with the picks. But if it does come to a team like Dallas, I'll say, okay, T Brown, that's the Dallas's pick. You're on the clock. I will be taking the Saints and Chicago, out of the order. So I'm just naming these, and of course Philly Red Zone.
Yeah, I'm always at 32. I'll be sleeping.
We'll get you some teams in there.
We'll get you some teams in there. And then,
Okay,
of course,
all right.
So, he'll get his Falcons and then, but Mr. 41, you get the easiest pick because you're at the top of my screen. So you're going to get the first pick, Tennessee Titans. It's pretty much, I wouldn't say it's in stone, but they pretty much had interviews with just one person and asked Mr. 41 to give you, to your credit, all the way back to when the Jaguars had to pick a few years back. I think when we started off this draft show, you were the one that came in and picked that linebacker out of Georgia, who was kind of, surprised. A lot of people thought they might go Hutchinson, but they went with that.
Oh, yeah, the D line. Yeah.
That's right. So
Trayvon.
Yeah, there you go. So Mr. 4-1, you called that one. I give you props on that one. The other ones since then have been kind of easy, and I think this one's going to be easy for you, Mr. 4-1. I mean, but you are the GM of the Tennessee Titans. I will let you make the pick, but you tell the everybody with Tennessee on the clock, who they're going to pick.
Cam Ward.
Yep. don't need much analysis. But yeah, it's Cam Ward, quarterback out of Miami. I'll populate the box right there. That, like I said, not much analysis. Everybody has been seeing if anybody's paying attention to the draft, what a lot of their consensus is Cam Ward is going number one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and if I make calculator, we are picking who we want to pick. Not necessarily exactly who you think is going to go, but with me, I consider Travis Hunter, but Tennessee, they've been trying to fix this quarterback scenario for a long time now. They've been they've been going through quarterbacks lately, and I think they need to draft one that they really believe that they're gonna stick with. And out of the quarterbacks out there, I think Cam Ward will be your first one off the board.
They're trying to get the next Steve McNair from everything I hear. So that's they're gonna keep throwing stuff against the wall and see what sticks. So, but yeah,
I don't like this pick, by the way. That's probably their insect, but I don't like it.
So,
yeah, I mean, if you give you reasons why, man. Why you don't like this pick?
I think Cam Ward has probably the highest upside as far as his talent. I think he is not the most NFL ready quarterback. So I worry with that infrastructure, with that team around him, how is he going to do day one being the starter? Because I think that's what they're going to do, right? They're going to throw him in as the starter.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they are. Yeah, they don't throw him out there.
I mean, you look at that roster. I mean, I don't. I can't find many reasons how he's going to do well day one. I look at him more. I look at him more of the Anthony Richardson mold. He's proven himself more in college than Anthony Richardson did as far as like winning and numbers. But I still put him in that mold of he needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
I look at Shedeur Sanders as being the most NFL ready.
Yeah, because he's going to find
a lot of the one to pick.
Yeah, and a lot of those defenses, the ACC defenses aren't what they used to be in the past. So Cam Ward coming from the Pac-12, really, like you said, I mean, more pro ready than an Anthony Richardson, but I think Anthony Richardson had 10 starts to his name. So pretty much any quarterback that started for 2 years has more. But you're right, high level, 2-year starters, it's going to be a total. And he's not going to have a lot like. If you saw a lot of Miami games, which you do down south, he had guys running wide open. None of these guys will be running wide open in the NFL. So I think he will definitely struggle early on. So
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he's gonna get pressure up in his face, which he don't do well with. I mean, that Tennessee offensive line is Swiss cheese.
Yeah,
I mean,
case in point. That Georgia Tech.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Yeah, you said that. That's all I can think about is that Georgia Tech game. They pressured him, and then they knocked out of the playoff race in the NCAA.
Yep. So, yeah.
If you look at any like NFL draft boards, you look at Tennessee Titans, you look at team needs, and you see quarterback and receiver there. That's not good. That's not good at all.
And hey, and if you draft a receiver at this pick, which would be likely like a Travis Hunter, you don't have a quarterback, so that doesn't help either. So I think they're just going to hitch their wagon on this guy and see if it works. They already tried one time with the guy from Liberty. Yeah, I remember. I forgot his name now. That's how bad it went.
Malik.
Malik Willis. Yeah, but so they're going to try to run this back with Ward. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go and get no big time quarterback. I mean, you can get a big time quarterback, but you got to look at Malik Willis. Was at Auburn. He went to Liberty, a lower level.
Yeah,
and he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did play pretty good for Green Bay in Pato role last year, though.
Yeah, he had his moments.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they got Will Levis right now, and he hasn't inspired much confidence either. So, I mean,
Mr. Mayonnaise.
Definitely need a quarterback. I mean, they need a quarterback. So, I mean,
When they seen him eat mayonnaise, they should have said, "Nah, bro."
Exactly. My man taking
Oh,
helmets
boy.
to the head.
No,
Oh,
no
my
sandwich,
goodness.
no sandwich and mayonnaise. Come on, bro.
Ooh, no thanks.
Mm,
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
mind. All right. Well, on that note, I guess we're done with the first pick.
Yes, sir.
All
All right.
right.
So on my screen, I have T Brown up next. So T Brown, you have the Cleveland Browns on the clock. Who do you think the Browns?
Uh,
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Cleveland Browns gonna take Travis Hunter, bro.
All right.
There it is.
As a corner or a receiver?
They need both.
I mean, he's been pretty defiant that he wants to play both.
Man, let me tell you something.
Look,
All that talking ain't about nothing, man. You got to go with what them folks signing your check. You want to be
yeah,
broke or you want to
I'll
be rich?
add. We're in
yeah.
they were in the Abdul Carter talks, but when they re-signed
Mhm.
Miles Jarrett, that allowed them. I think this allows them to go to
Yeah.
best player available,
Yeah,
which at this
because
point is
you
Travis.
you get two dominant pass rushes and you ain't got nobody to cover. That
Don't
defeating the
matter.
purpose. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you ain't got no weapons on the receiving end.
Yeah.
So you help them out on both sides. See, Cleveland they'll be more adhere to trying to do what let them play both ways.
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna sell a lot of tickets in the
Yeah,
beginning, but the thing is with Travis Hunter, he don't understand that. I know you played at Colorado and you playing against, the Big 12 type defenses, but you're in the NFL, you playing in Cleveland, you going up against the elite of the elite at corner, and then you expected to go out there next series and you're gonna play against the elite of the elite at corner on the other side of the field, and you seeing pro style defenses, and it's not gonna be all peachy, man. He's gonna have to. I think the best position for him is to come out as corner and then to come in spot duty and play receiver because
well,
they can
another thing, Philly.
scheme certain packages as a receiver versus him going in as a receiver and trying to play corner. I think that'll be more difficult for him.
But Philly, you got to understand that the pro game is slower than the college game. All them up tempo offense in the college game. So you're gonna at least have 40 seconds to rest on every play.
I,
You know
I
what I'm
get that.
saying?
I get that, but those hits are different.
Hey, he gonna be diving on the ground, bro. He gonna do
Yeah,
a Tyler Lockett, man.
yeah, okay,
He said,
okay.
okay.
Look,
What Tyler
he's in
Lockett do every time
he's
somebody try to hit him? Lay on the
look,
ground.
he in the AFC North. I'll
Oh,
just say
yeah.
that he in that AFC North, bro.
Now, if
That's
he
the
was
black
playing
and
in
blue
the slot,
division.
if he was playing in the slot, I'd be worried. But if he playing on the outside, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
All right, I'm just saying. we can say all that, and that you don't understand. He a creature of habit, man. He been doing that
You
type
better
of
get
ball
up
for
out of there
years.
if he want to stay.
Yeah, because he get one crack, and he weighed what 188 pounds. Like, come on now.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's junior varsity in the pros, bro.
That's actually beside AJ Brown and what's called about from 190 to 205 is really about receiver weight.
Yeah, yeah. You playing both sides of the field, he gonna have to bulk up a little more. And I think they being generous saying he 188.
This is the
Personally.
first. It's the first round pick for Cleveland since 2021.
Oh
wow.
wow.
Been that long?
The Deshaun Watson trade.
Oh yeah, they gave all those picks up to the Texans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Well, hey,
I,
and what a way to
I
come
don't,
back
I
with
don't think
your
that
pick.
trade worked out. Yeah. Don't
No,
think
it
that
didn't.
trade worked out.
Nah.
He can't
Yeah.
he can't play no quarterback. They might want to stick him out there at receiver.
They just gonna do the Wildcat?
Yeah. Stick him out
They
there at
need
receiver. Run 5-yard in routes.
Yeah.
they just need to keep him away from the massage tables for a while.
Yeah. I know, right?
But
You know
hey,
what?
here's Oh,
You
I'm
know, it'd
sorry.
be
Here's a good thing though. Oh, who's that? Is
They
that Brooke?
still got to pay him.
I was going to say it would be an interesting logic here to go Abdul Carter and pair him with Miles Garrett, wouldn't it?
Whoo.
That would be you talk about
That'd be
zagging,
scary.
but I'd be I don't necessarily. I'd be interested to see if they do that. That would be quite the zag, but that would give them quite the pass rush. So
Oh yeah. That 1-2 punch there on the edge with Abdul Carter. I mean, my gosh, who do you double?
yeah,
Hey,
You know,
Well,
and
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 guess
and and Abdul, you can move him around that line.
they were
You know
just,
what I mean?
I was just gonna say that they said that they was gonna whoever was gonna get him would be better suited to play him out ball the first two downs and put his hand in the ground on the third.
Yep. Yep.
yeah, and I'm gonna throw one more thing in there. The good thing about this pick that you made, TB, Denzel Ward is a corner, right? A
Yeah,
very very very
they
good
about to
corner.
lose him in a year. They about to lose him in a year.
Well, they have their replacement, or and at least in the meantime, you compare them two together, Hunter and Ward, and then they have Jerry Judy. Jerry Judy, he's a good wide receiver, and now you can also pair Hunter with him, so he can kind of work with both of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's gonna be a little better. You know, they went back to Flacco now. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah,
signed
Flacco.
Flacco, right?
Hey, I like Flacco, man. I like Mr. UPS.
Just don't have too many night games because he's gonna fall asleep on the sideline.
Hey, hey, bro. Hey, when you got to pay a man $79 million this year and he ain't
Yeah,
gonna play, you got to get what you can get, bro.
I know that's
Yeah.
right. Hey,
Hey, one thing Flacco will do is he'll get you to he's shown that he'll get a team to the playoff. So
Right.
maybe they squeak in there this year. I mean, they were just in the playoffs a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, with
yeah,
Yeah,
Flacco.
2 years ago with Flacco. Flacco's the one that got him
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Oh, okay.
yeah. They say lightning strike twice. We'll see.
All right,
Well,
with
I
the
think that what they was talking about that coach system. They was like, his system is so quarterback friendly. They was wondering why is all this going on with Watson, man.
Man, Watson. I think Watson was in Watson head. Man, Watson couldn't get out his own way. You know,
Yeah,
he just
I
couldn't get
think
out his own way, man.
he was thinking about that table, my boy.
Yeah, yeah.
And not the negotiating table. But go ahead.
Nah,
No.
the massage table.
Oh yeah, yeah. They messed up his routine, man. He had a routine that when he was with the Texans he couldn't do no more.
Yeah, he was thinking about them hot oils.
Hey.
Where we at?
We at
Calculating.
the
all right, with number
Giants.
3. Hey, and with number 3, I'm going to throw this to Philly. Giants
Oh.
is in the Philly division.
All
I just
right.
want to see if there's any type of thing that
I'm looking at kickers right now. Let me see what
Oh,
kicker I want.
Hey man, don't sabotage, you guys.
yeah, no, there is. Okay, there's a rule, Mr.
No, I
Ford. No
know.
sabotage. What pick
All
do you
right.
not want to see them make? How about that?
Well, the pick that I don't want to see them make, I'm going to make. I'm not scared. We have Jalen Hurts in the mountains of the Great Wall of Philly, so I'm not really worried about that. But I'm gonna get a Giants Abdul Carter
Okay.
coming out of Penn State to pair him up with what's his name, Thibodeau
Thibodeau.
from Oregon. Because they lost Ojeez Larry to us, so they've got to replace.
And they got Brian Burns too now.
Yeah, oh yeah, Brian Burns, man. Yeah, oof. Hold on, now I forgot about Brian Burns. Let me change that pick. Hold on. They need offensive line.
Man, draft Rick Fox, man. All
right. Man, this is not a bad pick. This kid is ranked 6 from LSU. I'm gonna go Will Campbell.
I was kind of hoping he'd have fallen to the Saints. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Will Campbell, man. I forgot that they got Brian Burns. So yeah, let's change that. I'm gonna be honest. I think it'd be smart that they go ahead and they're gonna go ahead and protect their quarterback.
So
Whoever that's Russell Wilson, right?
Yes. Well, Russell Wilson
Okay.
and Jameis Winston. So
Okay, yeah.
and I
Just
think
put
that's
one out there.
why a lot of them were talking about looking at quarterback in the draft, but then they signed 2 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't. That kind of says okay. It kind of makes me think they want to go in either offensive, defensive line
Yeah.
type deal. But I actually have Will Campbell, one of the top
Yeah.
tackles in this
They,
draft.
they also talking about them trading back into the back end of the first round. That's what's been the word.
Yeah, if Shador drop, then they'll try it. But you know, they got to take care of the offensive line. Their offensive line is in shambles.
But
Yeah.
he wouldn't get past Pittsburgh though if Westcott.
We'll
So
see.
they had to do a lot of trading.
Yeah, I mean, it's some teams. They said a lot of teams want to get out of this first round, man. They trying to accumulate because, I mean, it's more. This draft is more built on depth pieces than more elite blue chip talent. So, you know, that's
Yeah,
what a lot of the pundits been
this a
saying
deep
about
draft
this
now.
draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a deep draft.
Yeah.
I don't see Abdul Carter falling.
Well, I
this
can
far.
assure
I mean,
you that if Abdul Carter is still available at the number 4 spot,
Oh yeah,
I'll ta-
this is where he's going.
I'll take this pick. With the Patriots. As soon as the Giants pick Will Campbell, the ghost of Bill Belichick is running up to the podium. With
this pick is
that
getting
next pick
submitted
because
so
they say
this
we
pick's
will
getting
take
submitted so fast.
Abdul Carter,
Yeah.
defensive end or edge rusher from Penn State. People watched any Big Ten football, they will know that he literally kept them in games because they were average on offense most of the year, but he was so disruptive on the defensive side. They just he single-handedly kept them in games.
Yeah, and this will dispel the myth.
Yeah,
and this dispel the myth that the Eagles would trade AJ Brown to the New England Patriots the draft Abdul Carter. Not happening.
No. But trust me, Abdul Carter there on the 4th pick. Patriots phone is cut off on trade because they are getting definitely the person they want.
Yeah, Abdul.
Hey guys, I got a question then for everybody. So is Abdul Carter is to you guys, is he the best player in the draft? If you just had to say player,
all around,
I would say most complete and ready, pro ready. Yeah, pro ready. Yes.
I think him and Travis Hunter up there neck and neck for best player in the draft.
Okay.
Because I mean, you got to think about everybody got a little durability concerns about Travis Hunter trying to play both ways.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter, he gonna stand up for 2 downs and put that hand in the dirt on the third.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's a movable piece. I mean, you could just move him up and down the line. You just, like you said, you can stand him up, 2-point. You can put him, on the edge, 3-point. Like, I mean, the guy can move around the whole entire defense. Kind of that Michael Parsons type athlete.
Yeah, really stood out in the college football playoff too. So his notoriety is up there. I think he's got good tape on him. He was very good in the playoffs. So, like I said, I don't think he's falling to 4, but if they do, the Pats would be all on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of mock drafts I've seen on like NFL Network and a couple and ESPN. I mean, he went from either 2 or he either went 1, 2, or 4. You know what I mean? And some people put him at 3 with the Giants. I forgot about Brian Burns, and I think that'll be too many DNs on the field unless they're gonna trade Thibodeau and then put Abdul in his spot. Because I mean, you too rich in one area.
You know what they'll do, Philly? They'll do like that when they had Strahan, Osman Ewell, and Tuck. They'll play 2 of them, and on the 3rd down, they'll bring all 3 of them in there to pass rush. You see what I'm saying? With like a nose guard.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. That NASCAR package. That's definitely a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he go 3. I wouldn't be mad. I would respect the pick. It's like
Well, if he's
you
not on the
can't.
by
Giants,
him
if
being
he's not
so
on the
versatile.
Giants' radar, he needs to. I mean, that would be an interesting place to field some trade ideas if Abdul Carter's not on your radar there. So I'm sure there'll be some
Yeah,
teams interested. If my Falcons were saying they would be interested in trading up and getting him there, but that's not the world we live in. But that'd be a
yeah,
good target. I mean, that'd be an interesting trade piece if he does fall to 3 to see if anybody's willing to trade up there for
Yeah.
to get
man. I
him.
could see San Francisco trying.
Yeah, because you know that because everybody knows he's not falling past the Patriots. So
No,
everybody knows
Right.
if Carter's available at number 3, I think
Yeah.
the Giants are going to be fielding lots of calls.
Oh yeah.
You said San
Absolutely.
Francisco. Do San Francisco got any drop picks
Right.
besides that first one? They
I-
traded a whole bunch of stuff away.
They did. They traded a lot. They traded a lot away. But these GMs, man, they find rabbits. And they, some of them they work together. They figure it out. But that's the only team I could see in the top, 15 picks that would be willing to take that chance and go and get them, because they're gonna give up a king's ransom for them. But you put Abdul Carter and Bosa, oof, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not speak that into existence. My bad. Mr. 411, you had to see that 2 times a year.
Hey, I'll just pass that off. I'll say they got to see that one. But yeah, that definitely, man. Seattle don't want to see that. We
No.
don't. We already, hey, Aaron Donald was enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, with that said, I got to throw it to Brooks. He's the only one that hasn't made a pick yet. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. Brooks.
Ooh.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Team needs everything. So we're giving Abdul Carter to the Pats, I assume there.
Yep.
This is an interesting pick here. They need defensive line, defensive back help, receiver help. With Travis Hunter off the board, I don't know if you can go. I don't know if the value's here for receiver. You look at a guy like Will Johnson already off the board, or Will Campbell. So there's still Will Johnson still on the board. I'm gonna lean towards my Georgia roots here. Jacksonville, very, I think they keep an eye on the Georgia players in the draft. I think they hold them in a special place, kind of similar to how Philly does. I'm gonna go Jalen Walker here.
Okay.
For them.
There we go. That's what we needed.
And let me tell you, a lot of the people in Carolina are upset because I know they've been eyeing Jalen Walker this whole draft process. So,
But they need offensive weapons, though, bro. Carolina do. They need them bad.
well, not as much as they need pass rush. When you look at their defensive offensive splits, they need to generate pass rush. Their pass rush was their weakest part. The quarterback actually showed improvement. And
You got to have somebody to throw to.
Well,
they got a decent young receiver out there.
Boy from Minnesota. What his name is?
Yeah, but this is a deeper receiver draft, though. They're going to have plenty of receivers in the second and third round, so they're going to try and get that elite pass rusher first. I mean, TCU has 2 guys that are considered top 15 receivers that are projected in the second round, should be available. Iowa State's got a receiver that's decent in the second round. So, the Arizona receiver is projected for the first round. So that's why I'm trying to look at receivers that are possibly that could fall, because receiver and running back, that's one of the deepest drafts in recent memory that have both of them deep.
They gave Brian Burns away for a sack of bread, man.
That was a money play, though. They didn't want to spend that money on him.
Yeah.
You've seen what he got.
Terrible ownership, dog. Terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, and good job, Brooks. You took.
Yeah, I like that pick, man.
You took, and then you kept them out of your division. You kept them out of your NFC South.
Yeah, I think the measurables and the explosiveness and just the power, just all the intangibles that he's had. He probably, he needs to refine his, he probably relies too much on his athleticism as a pass rusher. So he needs to
Yeah.
refine his technique a little bit, but all the measurables are there. You could say maybe he's not tall enough to be an edge rusher. But I think all the measurables are there. And if you look at what he was doing for Georgia, the plays he can make, he's very versatile too. I think he can stand up against the run as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good pick for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Jack-
agree. I mean, with Nolan Smith, the way he came on for the Eagles, and Jalen Walker is that kind of prototypical type DN with the speed rush and stout at the point of attack. So, I mean, they'll look past that size, man, because they said the same thing about Nolan, and he dropped all the way to 30. So,
Well, who's the receiver they took last year? Because he ended up being one of the
Ooh,
better
ooh,
rookie
BTJ.
receivers last year.
BTJ,
He's pretty
Brian
good.
Thomas Jr.
Look at
Yeah,
look at.
yeah,
Brian Thomas, right?
Yeah, Brian
Yeah.
Thomas from LSU.
I like him.
Yeah, so
Stud.
that's what kind of takes me away from them going receiver there, because he's not he'll be the Arizona receiver that they would be eyeing, because he's pretty much the second best receiver by most
Oh
accounts.
yeah, we still on Jacksonville, right?
Yeah, so, that's
Hey,
just way
there's no
Jacksonville
Carolina already, man.
podcast.
I was
Hey,
already
don't
going
worry.
to Carolina.
Don't worry, T. Brad. I'm going to save you for the Carolina Panther pick.
But just saying, I know they need weapons, but I thought Brian Thomas Jr. came on as probably one of the better receivers, rookie receivers
Yeah.
last year. So
Yeah, he
that's
was.
again, that's kind of swaying
Yeah,
me towards them going defense.
That's my bad, man. I was thinking about we was on Carolina, man. My bad.
I
We should
mentioned
definitely move
Carolina,
on.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should definitely move on. This is way too much Jags talks for
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Too much Jags.
Oh, yeah. Hey, so we're going from Jags. Hey, but Mr. Forlin, you're on the clock for the Raiders, by the way.
Oh yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
man.
I hope you're ready.
Go ahead, Mr.
So
Fuller.
I'm
We know
on
you
the
about
clock
to
for the Raiders. Okay.
You're on the clock for the Raiders.
Well, he didn't get picked by Jacksonville. Oh boy, he did it to me. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Uh-oh,
All
drum
right.
roll.
Shadur Sanders. Oh, let me put the music on. Shadur Sanders, Raiders.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now you know Pete Carroll's there, and you know Geno Smith's there now. You still think they're going to draft Sanders?
I mean, Geno's not going to be there long. I mean, Geno doesn't even have a guarantee after this season.
If it
So,
wasn't any coach but Pete
Oh
Carroll,
no, he's
I would
just
say
signed a contract now.
Now, Mr. 4-1.
yeah, he
You
doesn't have a.
Mr.
I
4-1,
know.
before you lock in, you do know the Raiders were dead last in rushing last year.
I
They
know.
rushed
I know.
1,800 yards for the
it.
Jets dead last.
the people
I
at
know.
GT.
They were running backs named Amir Abdullah and Sincere McCormick last year.
They were.
Shout out to Nebraska.
and there is a guy from Boise State
I
still
know.
available out there.
Who was your
I
Heisman
know.
hope? Who was your Heisman hope? Mr.
I
411.
want somebody else to draft him.
Mr. 4-1. Okay. Well, I'm gonna, for the people that are gamblers out there, the Raiders will be taking Ashton Dempsey, but for entertainment purposes, Mr. 4-1.
Yeah.
So we're gonna push Shadur Sanders on it. But I'm telling you, folks, if
Yeah, it's
Jensen
gonna
is out
be-
there at number 6, the Raiders, that is a slam dunk pick. But I will put
Remember-
Shadur Sanders.
Remember, we're drafting who we think is going to go there.
We're drafting who you would draft there, Mr. 4-1.
Right. Right. And when I say we, I'm saying when it's your pick. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
And
And
you
that's
know,
what-
he's been groomed behind Tom Brady. They have nothing to lose in LA. They got nothing to lose out there. You know, this could be a special play that they're going with. And then, like with Geno, he's not there long term. He's there for now because Carroll's there. He gets somebody he's familiar with. He's a veteran guy. He definitely will hold the fort down at least for this season. And you can have Shador sitting behind him and learning.
Yeah, but a lot of times if you drop top 10 quarterback, they're usually drafted as the starter.
Yeah.
in
Well,
NFL
that
history.
that is a thing that, of course, that's stuff that's been happening over recent years. Or if it's yes, but I always believe that a quarterback needs to sit anyway.
Oh, I agree, but like I said, when you have that top draft capital, it's one of those things that you draft them, and that's why, like I just heard the Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, those are
Yeah.
roadblocks to getting a receiver. I mean, I think one of the
Yeah.
reasons, hey, they said, hey, we have a top 10 pick, let's
Mm.
lock up Geno Smith, get that quarterback position solidified, so then we can draft. Like I'm saying, I think they'll go Genty just because that's the perfect fit. Because I don't see, because if Genty don't go here, I don't see, man.
11.
Well, we about to find out.
We're about to find out. We'll see. Yeah. So the next on my list is actually the Jets. So I'm going to throw that to Philly. He's
Oh,
this pick on the Jets.
all right. Well, we as the Jets, man, they need just about everything,
Except running
you know,
back.
except for running back. I mean, if I'm the Jets, I am going. Man, interior line. That's too early for. Whoo. I think I would go Missouri offensive tackle. Armin Membu. Membu.
Yes.
Yeah, I would go offense. Yeah, give them Membu.
Trust me, Justin Fields is not going to be upset with that pick.
Yeah,
he has shown he's effective in a clean pocket. And Bo, I mean, he has 30 career starts. Heck, he only allowed 1 sack last season, and that's against SEC pass rushers. So that's an impressive resume he's built up.
Yeah, 6'4", 332. I mean, my gosh. Oof.
That's a smart pick here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And believe it or not, a lot of mock drafts I've been following as well have the Jets picking him, which again, they're picking ahead of the Saints again, and again they're going to most likely pick the offensive lineman the Saints want at this time. So I have them in both. Like they picked that guy from Penn State last year. Saints heart. So yeah, I think an offensive line gets even better and deeper. So yeah, I actually had them going to the Jets too. And T Brown was talking about it. So T Brown gets it. It's the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, who do they pick? Who do they pick now?
Let me go to the receivers.
He's going to the receiver.
Hey, Carolina Panthers select Ted McMillan.
Ooh,
out of Arizona.
Let's go. 6
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me hold on.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna take Tech. They need him. 6'4" route runner.
Yeah.
Smooth with it. Jump ball guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now you got Bryce will have somebody. He won't have no 5'10" guy, and he 5'10".
He's throwing it up a little bit.
Throw it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that for Carolina.
No, that's a great pick for Carolina.
Especially in this draft, since they can't get Walker in this draft. The Walker's in Jacksonville.
Yeah, the thing is, they said like I said, he's not blazing fast, but he's got the good catch radius, strong hands, run good routes. So yeah, he's kind of he could be a good safety blanket for Harper.
Yeah. All right.
It's 2 picks, folks.
Great pick.
Just for the mere fact I'm a Saints fan, but to give people some background.
Oh, he froze.
Oh, that voodoo is that Saints voodoo got him.
Not calculating.
All right, I'm gonna take the best. I'm gonna go ahead and pick for the Saints here and give them the best. They really need a good
the best long snapper.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put them down for that. I don't think he's upset about
that. Yeah, again to say, coming from a Falcons fan, that's a perfect pick. Oh man, calculated. What happened here, man? Right on your team too. If it wasn't your team, we would try to go ahead and bypass them. Let's see what's happening right quick, y'all.
Yeah.
Just hold tight. ladies and gentlemen. Hold tight. He'll be right back. All right. So while Calculator's trying to get himself back together here, I'll listen out for the beat for him to come back in. So gentlemen, so far with this draft, obviously I threw a monkey wrench in there by taking Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
So Ashton Jeffy is still on the table. I'm just curious to how far he may fall. And by the way, I think Calculator's trying to get back in.
I don't think he's gonna fall where you think he's gonna fall.
I don't have him going past 11. That's all I say.
Right. Is he back? Is Calculator back?
I'm back. Sorry, I got so excited with my pick. I pushed the
Yeah.
button I shouldn't have pushed.
Oh no! Oh, we thought it was that voodoo. We thought it was some of that voodoo over there.
Hey, I just realized Mason Graham is still out there for the Saints. So it's like the Saints. Hey, I actually have Mason Graham going to the Jaguars in a lot of drafts. So if Mason Graham is out there, the Saints are picking him all day.
Ooh, interior line, Michigan. Yeah,
and they need him. That's who they need. Cam Jordan's not
Yeah.
getting any younger, and I mean they need defensive line help. Like I said, I don't have my hopes up that he's going to be there, but in our draft, he's there. So in my
Yeah.
fantasy world, he's there. So I'm picking him.
yeah.
All right.
The only other place I could see him go is either to Jacksonville or if the Jets bypass the offensive tackle and then go interior D line to pair him up with that D tackle that they have there. I forgot his name.
Well, also though, in talking to my Bears friend,
Mm-hmm.
the guy he's up now, but he said the number one guy on their board is Mason Graham. So the Saints know is like I'm not doing this to guilt my Bears friend. I'm doing it because he would be number one on the Saints board because they need D-line help and they need O-line help and they need wide receiver help. so
QB help.
But again, I said it before, receivers deep, offensive line's actually deep in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's like, hey, if you can get what I think is the best D tackle in the draft, I'm going to take him, or the Saints would take him, and so the Saints take him, and then the number 2 on the board for the Bears. Again, I had a long conversation with him, and he said, "Hey, our number 2 pick, if Mason Graham's not there, they want to go." See, I got it on my sheet. It is Tyler Warren.
Tight end.
And this was his thinking. He said, "Guys,
Mike Dicker.
Wow."
He said, listen,
Over Loveland? What?
Yes.
Nah, over Jensen.
Well,
Yeah, that
He's a running
too.
back too.
well, they this is his thing. They need a guy. They're tired of Cole Kmet, doing what he was doing out there. I mean, they tried to replace him with that guy that came from Carolina. I can't even remember his name. And Mercedes Lewis. I mean, when you got guys named like that on your team,
Lee.
yeah,
Mercedes 1,000 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So you Gerald Everett is the name I was thinking of. So those are your wide receivers that's currently on the Bears. Kmet was so good that they went and got Gerald Everett from the from the Chargers 2 years ago. So they need.
But I thought they just paid Cadet.
Apparently, my Bears fan is not confident in that, and he said he think if Mason Graham's not there, they're going to go to the tight end room. And personally, Loveland does have a lot of intangible as far as blocking and stuff, but I think they're going to want Warren more of a H-back type system.
Yeah.
Also coming out of the backfield. Heck, he can even do those tush pushes, just like old
Yeah.
So I think he just really fits the profile. And again, Caleb is going to be thrilled with that pick, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick for the Bears. I think it's a good
pick.
move. Yeah, I think it's a good move.
I mean, you couldn't go wrong with between those either Gentry or Warren in that spot.
Yeah,
because they need offensive help. That defense is stout, man. They need offense.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that'll help Caleb.
Yeah.
And throw into the middle of the field. Yeah.
Yeah. So because we'll see that I think the two guys that they would have taken ahead, and I said one, I mentioned Mason Graham. They also do like Will Campbell out of LSU as well. But
Oh, yeah.
again, both of them are off the board, so Tyler Warren just fits their needs. But with that said, Brooks, I'm throwing it to you to the San Francisco 49ers at number 11.
Ooh.
Did we go Bears already?
Yes.
Yeah, they got Warren.
Oh, okay. 49ers.
Ooh, who we going?
Let's
Actually,
see.
Jesse's still available.
He's still up there. I mean, you think about the 49ers, though, they pretty much plug and play the running backs in their scheme. Their running backs just go wild anyway. So
Yeah.
For them to prioritize a running back here, that I don't know if that would be the move for them. So I think Gentry would drop a little bit more here. I think, I'm going to take, I'm going to look at value here. There hasn't been, a quarterback taken off the board. So,
Well, it was.
maybe
The Raiders did.
you think Travis Hunter?
Oh, you said corner. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, corner. So I think the value here, maybe at cornerback. So if you look at, I'll probably go Jahay Barron out of Texas with their pick. I think there's good value there.
Wow. Okay.
So you like him better than Will Johnson out of Michigan?
I think they're
He's
I think they're pretty close. Yeah, I mean Will Johnson's still out there too. So yeah, Will Johnson. I thought. Yep. Let's go Will Johnson then.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, I was about to say, Will Johnson.
Yeah.
I'll say because I mean, actually, Barron, I do have him. I have him below Will Johnson just because. And the reason I think he fits the 49ers love to play man-to-man, and that's what Will Johnson excels at, So I think that's why, Jalen Barron, I mean, 4.39 in the 40.
Yep.
He's off 5 passes. But the reason he has more interceptions than Will Johnson is because nobody threw the ball against Will Johnson. So, it's like, hey, if that, because when they tried to throw it to him, a lot of times that's what he would intercept it and run it back for touchdowns. But yeah. But you're right.
I think the point here is the defensive back. No defensive backs off the board unless you think again Travis Hunter as a defensive back. So I think there's good value there. I don't think they're going to go running back because of the system, because their running backs are just plug and play basically. There's been a tear of defensive linemen off the board. So I think the value here is quarterback.
And I think 100%. Regardless of who they pick, it will be a defensive back at this pick with the 49ers because they definitely need some help on the other side.
Yeah.
So, hey, now, Mr. 4-1, is T. Brown a Dallas fan?
Yes.
my team.
Okay, so
that's his team.
Okay, well, that's why he gets this pick. I just want to make sure I didn't want to mess up.
Let's hear the chimes. Let's hear them.
T. Brown, you got your Cowboys on the clock.
I know he's going to draft my guy.
I know Mr. 411 want to hear this, but I ain't going there.
Oh, boo!
We going to the big boy from Alabama. We just lost Zach Martin. So we got what is his name? Tyler Booker.
Oh, Tyler Booker. Yeah. 6'5", 321.
So Tyler Booker.
Kind of like a perfect spot for offensive line, but you don't want to go too high for one. And you don't want to, and you don't want all of them to get away.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, y'all gonna be blocking Jalen Carter for a while, so y'all need as much beef in the middle.
Yeah, I think he's allowed. I think what is his stats? He's allowed 1 sack over 3 seasons.
Wow, that's impressive.
In the SEC, like I said,
and then also it brings flexibility. We could move Guyton over to the right side because Terrence Steele, they're gonna cut him. We can move Guyton to his natural position, right tackle. We can move Tyler Smith. We can move him out to left tackle. Yeah. See, he got versatility on the line.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. Definitely one of the highest rated guards in this year's
Yeah.
draft.
Would Jerry Jones make this pick?
Jerry,
You know Jerry Jones
man,
taking
Jerry,
Jackson Field.
every
You
time I
already
wanted
know.
a weapon, the last 10 years we ain't
Yeah.
get no weapon. Except for
Yeah.
CeeDee
Yeah.
Lamb. That last time he
Yeah.
drafted a weapon.
Yeah.
Hey, Dallas Cowboy could stay in state and try to get old Matthew Golden out of Texas if he wants somebody out,
It's, it's,
opposite
it's,
side of
it's, too
CD
many,
Lamb.
it's too many receivers in the draft.
But not many receivers could run a 4.29 like
Yeah, that
Golden.
is true.
So,
Hey, sometimes you get them received like old boy was on unnecessary roughness. He can run a 4.2, but he can't catch it.
He can't catch
Stone hands.
it.
Oh my
Man.
God.
I'd rather right there go for the safer pick.
I
Yeah.
got you. So, but hey, yeah, can't fault Tyler Booker to protect Dak Prescott, give him time.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Ford.
I would have said Tech McMillan, but I picked him
He's off
for
the
what's
board.
called. I knew he. I think he's gonna be gone.
Yeah, he's gonna go early.
Okay. All right, Mr. 41, you got the Miami Dolphins.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. The Dolphins. Wish I had known that. All right, so well, look, the Dolphins got a lot of offense. I'm gonna go with Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M.
Ooh. The guy that doesn't
Sure.
show up with the stat sheet, but he is a medical, or he's a workout warrior, I guess is the is what
Yeah.
He a freak with them 4 sacks though.
so, you know.
Yep.
But hey, and they need that. I believe Miami had some
All them boys got hurt. Chubb,
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, they all got
That's
injured.
what I'm saying.
Man.
and the boy from Miami. What's his name?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
his
Achilles. Yeah.
Achilles again. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, by Miami, offensively,
And then the
we
other
should be.
kid, other kid from Penn State, Chop Harris or Chop?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he came on late, but yeah, that'll be a good pick. I mean, Shamar, I mean, late. I would have picked him later. I could see that if he's Miami guy, I could see them trading back a couple slots, not out of the first round.
Yeah, but Philly, if people look at his combine workout, that's what they're going to fall in love with.
Yeah,
I mean, because he only had like 4.5 sacks this year, but on the combine he was blowing everybody away. You know?
Yeah,
that's true.
He got 4.5 sacks for his career.
Oh, so,
Can we say Mike Mamula for those who remember that?
Oh yeah.
but see, that's a distant memory, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And you're right, 4.5 sacks in 3 seasons.
Oh,
Yep.
You know, so
But that's not his NFL stats.
that's. Yeah. Hey, this is the Dolphins. They love athletes. Just look at their offense, and they say, "Hey, we're going to get an athlete."
But see, that stat is deceiving because you got to understand now. He was at Texas A&M with Walter Nolan and Leal and the boy that played at Bama last year, number 22. All them was there together. So I don't think he really got a whole big shot. But they say he's a freak though now.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
And that's why Mr. 41, he says if he's thinking like the Miami Dolphins, and Mr. 41's picking who he likes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got and again offensively. I mean, I'm not even worried about the offense. You know, as long as the quarterback don't get knocked out. You know, what I'm saying they creative enough on that side. You know, just take a shot at it, man. Just the last freak I heard about was Devon Curse, and you know he did pretty well. So
yeah. He was.
Yeah,
We'll
but
see what he
remember
do.
they tried to get that kid from Oregon some years ago who was supposed to be the freak, the 6'5",
Yeah,
6'6"
that dude
kid.
was a straight bust.
Exactly. Yeah, so you know,
We gonna see.
Wingspan was 79 feet.
He was number on the league, dog.
Exactly, man. Get blown off the line.
Well, with that said, Philly, you're up on this
All
on
right.
the Colts.
On
At
the
the number 14
Colts.
spot, the Colts.
Well,
And
with
Ashton
the,
Gentry's still available too.
well, we don't need Ashton Gentry.
Yeah, there's
'cause
there's
we
man
got,
John Brooks.
you know, we got Jonathan Taylor. We got about 60 million tied in him.
Yeah.
So with Tyler Warren being off the board, and as a Colts fan, I'm so sick. So I'm gonna just take Holston Loveland and say thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and just
I
get
would
on
rather
there, get
stick
it,
to
and
the
get
podium.
on. That's what they need. And a quarter,
Yeah.
they need him and a quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but they're gonna say they're gonna do the Justin Fields experiment. Give
They
them
got
a couple
Daniel
weapons
Jones.
and see what happens.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah, they
Danny
don't- they need-
Dimes.
You know, he may get tired. He may get tired. He may get tired for the draft.
I've never seen
for
a
the
guy
draft
tap
team.
out. Never seen a guy tap out in the football. Man.
quarterback?
When you tap the helmet, it's like
The quarterback, bro.
I was like, I've never seen it before. You know, usually they do that in soccer and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never
Not
seen
the
it in football.
quarterback.
I was like, oh my gosh, he's tapping out. He's putting the head on the helmet. I said, I couldn't believe it.
He would have did better if he just called a timeout.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And then he told the truth, so you got to give him some credit when they say, "Hey, what? You know, were you hurting? No, it's tired."
I was tired.
I was like,
Hey.
okay.
The
Man, that was worse than the
set you
butt
free now.
fumble.
The truth will set you free too now.
Oh
It
yeah,
will.
to set you free. Yeah.
Set the hell out
Get
of
you
his
traded
ass.
on. It'll get you traded on draft day.
Oh my goodness. And now, hey, Mr. 4-1, everybody's been waiting for Brooks in this pick coming up.
All
Let's do it.
We're
right.
going to see who the
Oh,
Falcons
man.
will not pick.
Them dirty birds. Them
Let's
dirty
see who the Falcons
birds.
will not pick. So, guys, whoever Brooks picked, cross them off the list because the Falcons will not pick them.
Well, unless he grab Ashton Gentry
Well,
right
you
now.
know, as tempting
Yes,
as
Oh.
he is on the board.
as tempting as the three-headed monster of Gentry, Algier, and Bijan Robinson would be, I would hope the Falcons have enough sense not to go there. I really think they just can't go offense with the first pick. They just can't.
No.
You look at here, I like the value guys I like right here in this area. Malachi Starks comes to mind. I think he's the best safety in the class, and he, watching him for the years I have at Georgia, he is an elite talent at safety. But you got Simmons back there, you got Jesse Bates back there. You don't need Starks.
Well, Simmons a free agent. Just to let you know.
Well, well, fine. Still don't want Starks here. Look, I think this draft is deep at edge, and
Yeah.
the Falcons every year the Falcons come into a draft needed an edge guy, and every year they seem to have people from Georgia right there available, hometown, that they will not take. But here I'm going to slot them in. I think this is the best edge available, and I still think it fits because of this deep edge class. I think Mikael Williams here. I think that's the pick for them.
Ooh.
From Georgia, Jalen Walker. I drafted Jalen Walker for the Jags here, so he's off the board. We've had a run on edges, but I think it's a deep edge class. You still got a guy out there from Marshall who a lot of people.
Oh yeah, Mike Green.
Who a lot of people link with the Falcons. But I think if Mikael Williams drops at this point, I think the Falcons that's a good value for him. He's got the frame, had some injury issues, but just a beast of a man at 6'5", 260. When he was on the field, he made a difference. So I think they got to go Mikael Williams here.
Good pick.
And you say,
A pick.
and since you picked them, that means the Falcons won't pick them, right?
Yes. So.
Oh, there's no chance. There's no chance.
Well, hey, I think if
Let me drink.
now, will you be disappointed if they do go with like a Mike Green from Marshall or something? Or do you just want them to get an edge rusher, period, or do you want them that specific type of?
Well, I
or
think
do you
this
want
is the year to do it. Even if I think this is the year to pick the third or fourth or fifth edge rusher off the board, because I think it's that deep. So I think it does make sense here. I think it lines up with where they're picking in the draft. Most big boards have him kind of in that, middle of the pack as far as where he's at on the big board. So I think it does make sense here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. I don't see where else they would go here. Like I said, I do like Malachi Starks here. I do like Ibuka, a wide receiver here.
What about
Like
cornerback? What about this spot as a Jade Barron from
yeah,
Texas?
I think cornerback will make sense here too, for sure. Cornerback or edge here. I think that would be the only. I think that's the best value on the board. I don't think you can go offense. I think Penix. I think you have a pretty good offense in place with Robinson.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and Drake London, who had very good chemistry with Penix at the end of this season. I mean, you got Kyle Pitts. Who knows what's going to happen there? But I still think you have a good offense and you have a good offensive line. You just gotta, especially when you let Grady Jarrett go because of the atrocious contract that Kirk Cousins had. You had to cut Grady Jarrett.
Yeah.
So you got to beef up that defensive line. You just have to. A cornerback would be. I think I can respect them going cornerback here as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the way this draft plays out, I think Mikael Williams would be the pick here.
Yeah. And I'll take the Cardinals pick, and I think the edge, continues. The run on the edge rushers continues after this because I think Arizona, again, they need an edge rusher as well, and they probably had Mikael Williams on their board. So I'm just going to go on my board and go one down. I'm going to take Mike Green, the edge out of Marshall.
That's a good pick.
Hey, led all of FBS 17 sacks last season. He had a big week at the Senior Bowl. I think that kind of sealed his deal as a first-round lock. I think Arizona's going to go in that direction as well. Edge rusher. So since Mikael Williams is off the board, that's where I have Mike Green slightly behind him as an edge rusher. So I think the Arizona Cardinals pick Mike Green.
Oh, here you go.
Pick.
And with that said, Cincinnati Bengals is on the clock, and that's T. Brown. It has this pick for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Cincinnati. Anything defense, anything. Nah, they gonna go for a boy from Texas. The cornerback.
Jade Barron, yeah. That I'm kind of surprised he's still on the board as well. Just because everybody's just sapping up those edge rushers. But I think you're right. I think this makes a whole bunch of sense for the
they already holding no boy hostage. The defense end.
Hendrickson.
They didn't let him try to get him They didn't let him try to get his own trade the last 2 years and don't nobody want him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, bro.
Well, they asked for a first round and multiple second round picks for him.
But he led the league in sacks the last 2 years.
Yeah, but he's 31 years old.
That is a high price for a 31-year-old. Well, that you got to trade and you got to pay the money.
Exactly,
so it's a double-edged sword.
That's what they did. They say y'all can get him. We don't want him, but we'll keep him. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna franchise him again.
Yeah, that's like Khalil Mack, man. You got to know when to say when with some guys like that, man.
Oh, and I see Mr. 401. He's excited, folks, because it is his Seahawks pick. And he has been
set the board up. He set the board up this way.
Where is Mr. 401 going with his team? Seattle
Another Iowa State receiver. Load up.
Hey man, we taking Ashton Jensen. And
no, you are. You are not taking Ashton Jensen when you have.
Yes, I know Kenneth Walker the third is there. I know Walker's there. I know he's there. But we're taking Jensen. We're gonna do something. We'll do something with Walker. We'll move Walker around. We'll get something for him.
I think they'll send. If they do that, I think they send Walker to Pittsburgh.
We already let the receiver get over there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I could see that trade.
Yeah, with Najee Harris gone and everything.
Yeah. because what I was looking at on this board, the way this draft is going, and Genty is falling, and rightfully, rightfully so, if it goes that way. Because all these other teams, they really don't need Genty, and technically Seattle don't need him. But since I'm running the team, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with him because look, Walker's been missing. Walker's been missing time,
Yeah.
with this team, and so we'll let another team deal with that, and if it pans out for them, good. Now this takes me back to when Seattle had Kurt Warner as their running back in the day with Ground Chuck. So with this draft the way it's going, Ashton Jitson. Now if it wasn't this draft, I would say we need to probably get an old lineman or something like that.
Well,
In Seattle.
yeah, if the draft pairs like this, can you believe Denver at the number 20 spot if they still see Genty on the board? Because
Right, that's crazy.
if Genty goes past number 10, Denver's going to be on the phone trying to move up in the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because, but if you look at the way, if there's no trades, we see how all these other people are just going to be passing over Genty, just because. Now Arizona, I was thinking about Genty a little bit because Connor's getting older, but they just drafted that guy last year, Hyatt Benson.
Benson from Florida State.
So and Cincinnati, they just need too much help on defense. They couldn't afford the pick for Genty.
Yeah.
So,
but they got Chase Brown now.
So true. Yeah. And Zach Moss.
Yeah, Zach Moss.
Devontae Zach Moss.
Cincinnati don't want to run it anyway. They want to put it up and down every play.
Yeah, with all the money they spent on receiver, they better throw it. He got like $400 million in receivers.
Yeah.
And they got Joe Cool back there, so he should light it up.
The thing about them, they didn't. It wasn't the offense; it was the defense.
Yeah, true, man.
Yeah, and that's why that's why we went there with them. So, well, that would shock the world if Seattle took Genty. Well, of course, I think it'd shock a lot of people that if Genty's available at that pick,
Yeah.
So, but hey, that's why we do this draft, right? And with that said, the 19th pick, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Philly Red Zone. You're on the clock for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh man. Let me look at them. I think they need interior defensive line. I know they got the big Samoan.
Vita
Vita. But they still need a little bit more juice. So I'm gonna go Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss for them.
Ooh.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean,
that's immense value at this pick.
Yeah, and a great interior lineman.
Yeah,
man, him and Vea, they could just. It'd be like those big goalies that they sit in a hockey goalie that nobody can go around them.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, I like that pick, Walter Nolan. Ole Miss. I mean, it's hard to run on him, and for a big guy, he can get in the backfield on a pass rush.
Oh yeah. He got some pass rush moves. I mean, I thought about going receiver, but with them bringing back Evans and then bringing back the other what's his name?
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin. I mean that just wiped that away.
Yeah, and they liked their rookie last year, McMillan.
McMillan. And then they
play well.
They don't need a running back because Bucky Irvin he just went off.
Mm-hmm.
The guy just found
he was a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. And the defense, edge rush. I could have went James Pierce Jr. in that spot.
Yeah.
But I just figured value wise, if I'm the GM, I see Walter Nolan sitting there because I know he's not going to fall into the second round where I have another chance. He won't make it past.
Oh well, yeah. I can tell you right now, he's not falling past Buffalo at number 30. So yeah, it's one of those things that you can't get him in the first or second round. So you got to take him when you pick. If he's
Yep. So Walter Nolan.
The good thing about this draft, it's gonna be a lot of first rounders that should have been drafted first round. They're gonna go in the second.
Oh yeah. That's why I was saying the value wise in this draft is deep. it's not a lot of like blue chip guys, but it's deep athletes, man. That they're gonna be there in the second or third round, and you're gonna be like, how
Hey,
does guy fall?
yeah, and you know what, Philly? If and on the on the actual NFL draft,
Hmm.
he may end up in Philly.
Yeah, that's why I was saying he's not making it to the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was trying to be fair, so I'm like, you know what? Let me pick him. I was gonna be selfish
Yeah.
and get him Derek Harmon or somebody, but I was like, nah, let me just shoot it
Yeah.
straight. I got my eye on somebody else.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right.
with that said, we're at number 20, folks, for the Denver Broncos, and Brooks is on the clock
Come on, Brooks.
for the Denver Broncos at number 20.
Ooh-wee.
Broncos. Oh man. Oh,
They can't get Ashley Jesse now.
I know.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah,
that
now I'm about to say they were foaming at the mouth.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
definitely think
it's another guy that they can get. He is a stud.
yeah, I definitely
Man.
think they would target Gentry, for sure. I think they need, running back definitely, and then you look at defensive line and defensive back for them. Um, so with Gentry off the board, hmm, I mean, a tough one here. Uh, Again, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to what I was saying earlier here, and I know I'm biased towards these Georgia people, but I think Malachi Starks is still good value right here at safety
Hmm.
at 20 here. I think Abuka would be, I think Abuka is probably the best receiver on the board. I could see them going receiver if they still wanted to stay offensive skill position people. Um, so yeah, yeah, let's I think it's good value. I think like I'm higher, I may be higher than on most, but I think Micah Starks here would be a good fit for them, and I think he's
Okay.
probably I think he's one of the, I think probably to me he's the best safety
He is the best safety
in
in
the
this.
draft.
Yeah.
So, and I like value. I'm one of those people. If I was a GM and I saw, and it came my pick, and I had the number one rated guy at their position, I think that's value to me. So I'm gonna go Malachi Starks here.
And you can never have too many defensive backs playing in the AFC West
No.
against
Oh gosh, you got
quarterbacks.
Casey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
KC.
he's a ball hawk and a playmaker. It's like having a really gifted wide receiver back there at safety making plays. Some of his interceptions at Georgia are just ridiculous highlight reel plays that you would look at it. You look at it, it's like a receiver went and got the ball. So I think you're getting good playmaking ability and turnovers. Turnovers are, when you win the turnover battle, a lot of times you win the game. So I like Malachi Starks here.
Yeah, that is
All
so
right.
true, man. That's a good pick.
Mhm.
I got a tear
All right.
rolling down my eye, but okay.
Ah! Sound like he was gonna be a Philadelphia Bulldog. Sound like he might have been a Philadelphia Bulldog.
All right.
Yeah,
So
we already had
I don't need no safeties.
Man, them
You
guys
got one
greedy up
more
there,
than
man.
from Georgia.
Them guys greedy in Philly, man.
Everything Georgia.
Hey, the Philadelphia Peach, man.
You got Blankenship and but y'all did lose a safety. Y'all lost
Yeah, we traded CJ
Gardner Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now they're
Yep.
gonna put Westcott in that position. The one that played corner.
Who
The one from Iowa.
no. He's staying in the slot. You talk, yeah, no.
Yeah, but I mean he can play slot and be a safety, be the safety too though. Because
Yeah.
he'll be a safety with cover skill.
Yeah, I mean, we might if we'll see how the draft fall. If anything, Justin Simmons already auditioning to be an Eagle. He already said he'll take any number other than 31. It don't have to be 31. He's trying to get to Philly, so that's our backup plan. But I have a tear, but I also have some other plans. So we
All
shall
right.
see.
You got a lot of tricks up your sleeve there, Red Zone. Hey, what's the next team calculator? Is it the Steelers?
Yeah, the Steelers. I was throwing that to T Brown.
Okay, I'm curious about this one because
Oh, this is a good pick.
there's a running back out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just wondering if they're gonna like in the actual draft if if Pittsburgh's gonna go if this was kind of out there if these guys are still out there will they go with a quarterback or a running back? But I want to see what T Brown's gonna do.
I mean, if Shador was still out there, they would go Shador. But I
Yeah.
like uh, where did we put Jensen? Jensen went to Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, you put
they
Hampton.
definitely would have got him. Yeah,
Put Hampton at Steelers.
Yeah, that's a great
yeah,
pick. Great pick. Great pick.
yeah.
They
That's
just
who I
lost
thought Denver
Najee.
was gonna go with, man. Great
I'm going to
pick.
draft all the Georgia
There you
players
go.
until you said this was just what we want to do. So that's
Yeah, well, hey,
that's
and
the
Pittsburgh,
resident,
hey,
that's the
Amara
resident
Hampton.
Georgia fans.
Yeah, Hampton's a 3-down back, so Pittsburgh
Yeah.
is their workhorse.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, workhorse.
Yeah.
That's what Pittsburgh.
And he can catch out of the backfield, man.
Yeah,
You know.
that's good.
Yeah.
So they're gonna pretty much. So this is telling me that in the draft they're gonna go running back instead of getting a young quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean,
If-
Aaron Rodgers
if-
is
that's
really,
the
outside of
out
Shador,
of
right?
quarterback available.
Aaron Rodgers is
Outside of
really
Shador.
influencing this pick, I think, by not committing
Okay.
to the Steelers yet. I mean, this is really, it'd be interesting to see what they do. Is Rodgers going to go there or not? I mean, I think, like I said, I think Sanders would
If
be
Roger
a
don't
pick
go,
here if he's there.
If Roger don't go, they're gonna have to go Shador or Dart.
No, I
I-
think they could go Kirk Cousins and buy them a year because it's gonna be better
God.
quarterbacks coming out next season.
God, please do. Please.
But if they go
Brooks, y'all
dark.
stuck with Kurt. Y'all stuck with Kurt Brooks.
hey. So, but like what TB was saying, so you just said they might go with Dart. So would they go with Dart over Hampton if they both were sitting there?
Nah, what I'm saying is, if Aaron Rodgers don't hurry up and make up his mind, they're gonna have to go for quarterback.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they might reach. They might have to reach for Dart here, even though I think Dart's slowly creeping up the boards a little bit. He
Yeah,
could
they
go in the first round.
got him at they got a whole they got him, Miro, and somebody else. They jumped up for them behind Shador.
Yeah.
I don't think Dart's a bad pick here, even if they do get Rodgers.
Man, but he made some goddamn bonehead plays, man.
You're not getting Rodgers for long, so I mean,
No.
Yeah, no, but a year,
So yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think it still makes sense here. It's just because Rodgers isn't going to be playing much longer. He may not.
He might not survive a couple weeks. Yeah, the first year with the Jets.
That's
It was
why
the
I think
first
they
game.
would feel more. I think they would feel more comfortable with Sanders being the more NFL ready quarterback here.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, I just know. I know. 4-1 put him with Raiders. Just throw the monkey wrench in everybody's
Oh
shit.
man, that monkey wrench was that was premeditated monkey wrench.
hey, Mr. 41, you know Seattle's going to receiver with their first pick. You know that.
Well,
after losing
we getting
Metcalf
jizzy
and
now.
Golden Tate.
We're getting jizzy now, man.
Okay, I got it. So, hey, but I got the next pick at number 22, the Los Angeles Chargers. And, since Bosa left, they're going to need to solidify the edge. So I'm staying out on the edge for the Chargers in this. I'm going James Pierce Jr.
Nice pick.
Nice pick.
Yeah,
I mean, he's one of the best ones left out there. Hey, he was great with Tennessee. He helped that deep. Hey, he kept them in contention as well for a lot of those tough games. He plays against good offensive line day in, day out in college. Showed that he can disrupt a game as good as anybody. So that's who the Chargers are going to go to replace Bosa since Bosa left.
And a 4.5 40 don't hurt you.
No, I don't.
All right.
Well, we have
He's
now.
gonna like that. Green Bay.
That don't hurt at all.
Oh, what we at, Glenn?
So
Packers.
Oh, we're at 23 for the Packers, and that's you, Mr. 411. You got the Packers
Oh
pick.
man, I don't like them. Uh,
I can take them if you don't want them.
yeah. Let me do a pass.
All
Okay.
right, I
Philly?
take them.
Who?
Well, they need some weapons, man. You know, they need a few more weapons for Mr. Love because they got the running back. You know, so I'm looking at this Missouri receiver, 6 feet,
Oh,
205, Mr. Luther Burden the third.
Bird.
Yes, sir. I think he will be great value at this pick
Yeah, well,
for
yeah, because
the
I
Packers.
mean, he was one of the top receivers if he'd have come out last year.
Yeah,
But he stayed in
Yeah.
because they were trying to bring everybody back, and he got hurt and
Yeah.
just was not the same. You know, but when he is healthy, he's one of the best out there. So I love that pick.
That's when NIL get you messed up because he could have been a
Mhm.
top. He could have been a top 15 pick last year. But all them injuries.
Mhm.
Well, he's still about where he was gonna go. So, but you know that was an NIL guy
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
trying to get that money, trying to get all that money out of college.
Yeah,
yep.
man.
But
Get
I
it
can
while it's
see I
good.
can see that pick, man. I can see that pick. That'll be a good pick for the Packers.
Well,
So with
they you know they got all them young receivers. They got four receivers. Like they ain't went to free agency yet.
Well,
And
you gotta
so
understand, Dobbs is dealing with multiple concussions.
yeah, that's why.
I
Yeah,
mean, and then Christian Watson. I mean,
they hurt.
he a hamstring pull away from being out 5 games. I mean, so that's two
Yep.
receivers right there.
Then
And
they
then
got
Yep.
Reed. They
yeah,
got Reed.
but Reed is 5'8". You know,
Yeah.
he's not he. If you get him an open space, he'll kill you.
Well,
But you
what's
know,
called you know Jacobs made them all mad because Jacobs said we need a number one receiver.
exactly.
uh,
Because I mean, they try to
They
do
was
that
mad as
committee
hell
stuff,
at
and it's
Jacob.
just not going to work. But Jacob see it. I mean, you know, the defenses don't respect those guys. They not doubling Watson. You know, he's a one-trick pony. He's a non-route runner. Big guy, but you know,
I
I
don't know
mean,
why you gonna respect him. He ain't catching nothing underneath. Anything
no,
deep. And
everything
then,
deep.
like you said, he might pull his hamstring.
Yep.
I mean, Ibuka's still on the board. That kind of worries me. I don't know if they're going to go Luther Burden over Ibuka. Um, I do like Luther Burden though. I think Ibuka
Well,
would make sense here too.
Yeah,
they're
yeah. I
looking
mean,
at they're
I
looking at
just went with
Abuka as the
with
second
ranking.
Book a
receiver.
little bit more. Book a little bit more speed, I think. Than
Yeah,
Luther Burden. Luther Burden a little more physical receiver, go up and get it and contest the catches. Ibuka a little
yeah,
bit more of a route runner and speed. Even though he does, he is Ibuka in his own right is a pretty big for a receiver being 6'1". So,
yeah.
but yeah, they got they with if those two receivers are there, I think there's no
I mean,
question they
they
have
can't
to
go wrong
go.
with either
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I think they have to go receiver here.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Who we got next?
so Mr. 411, can you do the Minnesota Vikings at 24?
He frozen?
He's frozen.
Oh.
So
Okay, I'm thawed out. All right.
oh
I heard you. The Vikings.
yes, at
Man,
24.
at 24. Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm gonna say this. They probably need somebody on defense. So I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna go with. I can't even say his whole name, but Nick. I'm a Mori.
Moore Mare.
Yeah, Amor Mari.
Yeah.
Because
Moore
Starks is
Warren.
gone. Starks is
Yeah.
gone. So, I will go with him as a safety.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, what What college is he out of?
South Carolina.
South Carolina,
Okay, that's right. I remember.
and they had a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's projected in the first round, so I'm gonna go with him.
Yes. Yeah, because in my mock I had him going to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
That's why I skipped over him. So, but yeah, if he's there at that, I'm sure Flores would not mind him being available still at that.
Yeah, because you got Harrison Smith. I mean, he's 1,000 years old now, man. You know, it's time to pass the torch, and he actually fit that prototypical Minnesota safety being 6'3", 220. So
And that's what
he
they
fits
need.
what they look for. Yeah.
All right, with that said, we're at number 25 for the Houston Texans, and that one goes to Brooks.
Yeah. The Texans have to go off. I think they have to go offensive line here.
Oh yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think.
Yeah, they just traded Tunsil away then.
More specifically, I think they have to go tackle.
Yeah,
here.
Tunsil gone. They let him go.
So I think they have to go tackle here. So looking on this board, I know. I think who's still so. I know Campbell's off. Obviously, Mimbu's gone.
Mhm.
Let's see. I think Kelvin Banks is they gone as well.
Nah, he's on the board.
No, he's
on
not
the
gone.
board.
Yeah,
Josh
he's on the
Simmons.
board. They, but all of them.
Go. So I think with Mimbu and Campbell gone, I think they're going to look at
Phil,
Josh Simmons.
can you
They're
hear
going to
me?
look at Kelvin
Yes, sir.
Banks.
Hey, did Brooks make the pick? Because it went out on me.
No, he's still
Oh, he's
talking
talking
about
now.
it.
He's
I'm
talking now.
sorry. I'm sorry. So I think it's going to be between either you got Kelvin Banks
Yeah,
or you
because I
got
have you
Josh
and I have T
Simmons.
Brown, but it shows Brooks and
Oh.
Mr. 401 spinning in my.
Oh,
box.
well, we're talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we think it's gonna be Banks. Calculator.
Okay.
Yeah, Simmons or
Get
Banks.
that ready.
Can you hear us, calculator? Can you hear me and Brooks? I hear
Man,
Brooks.
he's still on the board.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. Mercy. Because
Yeah,
he's slated for a top 10 in a lot of drafts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I
going
think
to.
Banks and Houston would be great.
Yeah, I think they're going to go
Yeah.
Simmons or
Hey,
Banks.
That's great value, man.
Oh yeah. I forgot he was still on the board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
let's
he's
go,
from
let's
he's
go
from
Banks.
Houston too. He's from
home
humble
guy.
Texas.
Hometown.
Yeah.
I think So if you're picking between, I think these guys are pretty similarly rated here. And being from Texas, that's probably that'll be a good pick for them.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to take the Rams pick. So, but T Brown, you're on deck for Baltimore. So you're after this pick. But
I got Baltimore next. All right.
yeah, you got Baltimore next. But for the Rams, this is where Jackson Dart comes off the board, in my opinion. I think hey, Jackson Dart. Hey, I'm sure a lot of people on this thing watched a lot of SEC. Yes, he's inconsistent. Example against Auburn, but hey, he was good against Georgia. He was good in the Gator Bowl. He was good in the Senior Bowl. Well, last time I saw a guy this is consistent, his name was Justin Herbert, and I think he turned out to be a pretty good pro. So that's
true.
why. So and Mr. 4-1 talked about the value of being able to sit for a year. Stafford's not getting any younger. I think they already explored letting him go this season. But I think
see where you're going with that.
I think they really said, "Hey, Jackson Dart's inconsistent. Hey, they could mold him. Get great offensive mind in the Rams." And they say, "Hey, you're gonna study for a year, watch what a veteran in Stafford does, and then that's their quarterback for the next 5 option 6 year, stuff like that." And he's a little bit older. He's been a starter for 3 years. So the guy, and he's coming from an offensive mind. in college to a great offensive mind in the pros. So I think it's just a good fit because you don't have to start right away and you don't have to worry about the inconsistency, and he can sit behind Stafford for a year and he'll be in a great system next year. So, folks, if you play Dynasty Fantasy Football, I actually have him as my top Dynasty quarterback pick for this year.
Wow.
Because in Dynasty, hopefully you have and I'll tell you, in one league I'm in, I have a Stafford and I have a Russell Wilson. These guys aren't going to last much longer. So if I have a chance to get Dart for the next 10 years after that in that type of offensive system, I'm taking Jackson Dart. So I'm taking Dart. I think the Rams will take Dart if he's available at this pick.
Nice.
Well, he got a good last name too for a quarterback. Dart.
Throwing darts.
Throwing darts.
So thank you, T. Brown, for letting me pick that because I'm interested to hear who you got for Baltimore.
Hey man, I got two in mind. By Baltimore being a rough and tumble type team, I'm thinking the big defensive lineman from Michigan, number 78.
Oh,
Ooh.
you're talking
As a run stopper.
331 pounds.
Oh yeah, Kenneth Grant.
Kenneth Grant is a monster.
That's taking
331 pounds.
My
And
God.
And he's quick too now.
Oh yeah.
Would he be bigger than Haloti Nada?
Nah, I think Nada was like 350 or 60 or something like that.
All right. Okay.
How big was Saragusa?
But Nada was like 6. Yeah, Nada was like 6'7" or something like that though. He was a big guy, tall guy.
But hey, 331 pounds in the middle of that already tough run defense.
Yeah.
Hey man, how big was Saragusa? Remember Tony Saragusa?
Huge. He just had an H on his jersey. Huge.
Wow. You going big?
Yeah, I'm going big. Yeah, I wish we could have been in a position with the Cowboys to get a cat like that. We need a run stopper.
Yeah.
Trade back.
We need somebody. To protect the quarterback though too.
340. 6'3", 340, Saragusa. So they kind of in line with each other.
Yeah.
Kenneth Grant. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Cause they got the ends.
Yeah, no, they do have the ends.
Oh, where's calculator? Yeah, that's a Ravens type pick.
Yeah.
No, it is.
Oh yeah. The number one run defense just got better.
Yeah. Literally.
So, hey, but with that said, the Detroit Lions are up, and I'm going to throw that to Philly. Red zone.
Oh man, the Detroit Lions. Ooh. Oh man. If I'm the Lions, dude, I'm looking at their offensive line is pretty stout. They don't need running back. Receiver is pretty stout. Tight end is locked down. I mean, if I'm the Lions, I'm looking at linebacker or corner because they definitely need help on the outside. They got cooked and they just lost that guy from Tampa Bay that they had at corner. So I'm looking at Maxwell Harrison from Kentucky.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy can run.
Yeah, and he plays a lot of zone, and that's what the Lions play a lot of.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
Right. They got everything on offense.
Yeah.
And we're
now for real though. Now that would have been a perfect spot for Malachi Stark.
Yep.
That would have been a perfect spot with him and Brent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Malachi be good for the Ravens too.
Yeah, I mean you can't go wrong, man. Yeah. You know, Malachi will be good for a lot of teams.
None of the Georgia people are going to fall that far in this draft. Okay, maybe in the real draft, not this one. Okay, I'm trying to see how I can. I'm trying to see if I can get one more up in the first round. So,
hey man, hey, You done got spoiled. You think you Bama now, don't you?
Oh,
You done got spoiled. Nick did
oh,
show
I was
Kevin
waiting on
too
that.
much stuff.
All right. So who
So we
we
got
got
Washington
next?
and Philly.
Ooh.
Washington and Philly. Washington and Philly, right?
Nah, Philly last, man. We still got a couple more picks
No,
before us.
I said Washington, right? Oh yeah,
Yeah, Washington.
Washington,
Buffalo.
Buffalo, Kansas
Yeah,
City, and then Philly.
yeah,
Washington, Buffalo, Kansas City. Oh, calculator, are you there? Or are you frozen? I think
yeah.
calculator frozen.
Calculator frozen again.
Okay, so well, we do know that Washington Commanders are on the board. I'm
Yeah.
not sure who's picking for them, but uh, somebody can do it until we get calculator back.
All right. Well, I just took
Washington
Detroit, so
Commanders.
y'all can go ahead.
I think they need to go cornerback here. I think they're going to go looking at defensive back, cornerback. Um, uh, I would I'd probably have them targeting, kind of the best corner left is Trey Amos out of Ole Miss.
Wow.
I think
Good
I
pick.
think they would target him. They're a little. They're just thin. They're thin at cornerback. So I think they have to go here. Something in the secondary. I would think so. Um, they cut their first rounder last year.
Oh
and
yeah.
they still have Marshawn Lattimore, but he's old and he's aging. So I think Trey Amos would be a good pick here for them.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, no,
man,
that's a solid pick.
that would break the hearts of Buffalo because they need secondary help. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Trey Amos.
All right. That's a great pick.
Commanders.
Great
That
pick.
is a good pick.
I forgot about him.
Man, cornerbacks back to back.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is where Buffalo would trade out the first round if we were doing trades.
I think-
Shit, I don't know if Buffalo can trade out the first round, my boy. They need a lot of defensive help on the back end.
I know, but the thing is, you don't want to reach for a guy for the sake of drafting, because I mean, losing those two cornerbacks back to back, man, that will hurt.
What about the guy from Central? It's supposed to be a guy from Central Florida. That's supposed to be pretty good, ain't it?
Yeah, but they projected him second day pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's more of a second day pick.
Well, that might be who they need to go with next in this draft. Would you do that? I mean, what would the team do that? I mean, like if they really need a corner that bad.
Oh, they will reach.
They'll reach, and then they'll pay for it later. And that GM be reaching for his his for sale sign on his house.
Yeah, because I think the next rated cornerback is the guy out of Florida State, Azariah Thomas.
Yeah, and
I mean they were so bad. I don't even remember no guy from Florida State, dog.
Wow.
Well, I remember Ukulele was the quarterback. Throwing interceptions left and right when he that was terrible.
Didn't he get another year?
I think he did.
Man,
because he said he's making more money through NIL than he would be making in the NFL. Because nobody, I mean, he had that one good game. I thought it was like two good games back to back.
Hey bro, we don't even want to make that the Birmingham Stallion, dog. We don't even want to move him.
What's the line pick right now? The middle pick yet?
All right, so where we at? The Bills?
We're at the Bills. 411, you want to take that pick?
Oh, give me the pick. They all the cornerbacks are gone now.
Well, I just told you one.
Well, I mean, but that's reaching kind of far back. Let's see. Let me think about Buffalo. They need Cook back at running back. They solid quarterback. I think their offense is good to go. Um, ooh,
Yeah, their needs are.
I'll just say this. Let's see.
No, no.
What offensive tackles are left? Because maybe they could just get
I
somebody for
have
their quarterback.
Offensive tackle,
They'll
you
probably try
got
to get Josh another weapon.
Josh
What
Simmons
about
from
Simmons?
Ohio State,
Yeah, so we'll go Josh
6'5",
Simmons.
317.
We'll go Josh Simmons. And I think that the Chiefs need one too, because
Yeah, they're still
they're
in a tackle from the Chiefs.
yeah, and they need to. This is their arch rival right now. This is the team that's kind of keeping them out of the Super Bowl. So I
Yeah,
would say
well, they gave
go
him
ahead
a
and get.
burn of a receiver a couple years ago.
Well, yeah, they helped them too. Yeah, but, but yeah, I think they go with Simmons then at this point. If
yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't get the
Well,
corner, get your
Hey,
lineman.
who we put a Buka with?
but he hasn't been drafted yet.
That's what I think they're gonna get Josh another weapon, dog. I think they're gonna get him another weapon.
I mean,
I think Josh
I mean,
Allen's reached that point where you could
they put up
don't
enough
have to
points.
surround him with elite skill talent. I think he's at that point. So I think, if they wanted, I think drafting a Buka here would be great value for him. But I think he's one of those
Yeah,
quarterbacks where I
but
think
I
he just
think
he
Abuka,
makes everybody better. They don't have to go out and maybe draft a receiver this high.
And then
yeah,
you playing in the cold.
but
yeah,
Abuka and that kid that they drafted Coleman from Florida State is still kind of the
Yeah,
same similar receiver, middle of the field. If they
yeah,
do go
Coleman.
receiver, I could see them going Golden. You know what I mean? Because he's more
A
of
burner.
that burner.
Well, you
You
got
know?
Akeem too now. Akeem a burner too, but he a slot guy.
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's where
yeah,
Coleman's gonna play. You know?
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, Coleman big enough to play in there. Coleman really like a damn tight end
Yeah.
because he don't got the speed.
But
No, he ain't got the elite speed.
Nah, he don't. So, but
yeah,
yeah, I could see them
I
going.
think they
I could
scored
see.
enough, and I think they scored enough points. They scored plenty of points last year. It doesn't hurt to add a great talent like that, and they probably will. But I'm gonna go with the lineman in this scenario, so I'll go with Simmons.
Okay.
Nice. Good pick.
All right. Well, hey, T Brown, you get the Kansas City Chiefs
Ooh-wee.
runner ups.
I wish I wouldn't have had said Simmons because that's where he was going. That's where he going. Yeah. Who the next rated offensive lineman?
I have a Gray Zabel
Yeah,
out of North Dakota
Zabel.
State. He
Yeah,
plays guard
Zabel.
and center, so
Yeah.
he's
Nah,
pretty
they need a
versatile.
tackle. They need a tackle.
Yeah,
They need a
Shit,
tackle.
they need a whole
Well,
left
they
side
got
of the
Josh
line.
Connerly Jr. out of Oregon is still out there.
I mean, 'cause you saw the frustration on Patrick Mahomes.
If I couldn't get no tackle, I would go that big guy from Oregon, that big defensive tackle he transferred from Michigan.
Oh, Herman.
Yeah, fit number 55.
Yeah, Herman.
Put him
Yeah.
in there with Chris he getting along with it too.
Jones.
Oh yeah,
Was
Chris
it Jones?
Chris
Jones. Yeah.
Jones. Yeah.
Former Seahawk. Okay.
Are you talking about Derek Harmon?
Yeah.
Yeah. He defensive tackle.
Okay. Yeah. He led all the defensive tax alignment last year.
Yeah, he tough.
Okay.
All right. So I guess we had 32.
Wait, oh, he made it.
Before you make your pick, and before he makes his pick, go ahead and tell us how you felt about the Eagles in their season.
Oh man, I loved it. It was a wonderful, wonderful season. I mean, dude, after that Atlanta game, that crushed me. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to get on the podcast the following week with Brooks because but it turned out to be a wonderful season, man, for my squad. You know, you getting another Lombardi, man. We went from hoping and praying and dreaming about Lombardis to getting two. Hence the avatar change. So I would show my face, but I just want y'all to see.
I
That
got
is the 2-time Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles now. So, but
In
no,
a
man.
hundred years. In 100 years.
Hey, and the Cowboys it'll be the next 1,000 years before y'all get one.
That's
Another one.
why we got 5. We got one for everything on the hand.
That's fine. We about to join y'all. Just be patient. But man, I mean, with getting Saquon, man, he was as advertised. I mean, the guy just was a pro's pro. I mean, the whole team just banded together, man, and for the Eagles to go from being a passing team to just committing to the run and then passing when needed. I mean, and those guys up on the offensive line, my God, those dudes just. I mean, Saquon was averaging 4.5 to 5.2 yards a carry before he was even touched. Until the
And that
Super
sounds
Bowl.
like Emmitt Smith back in the days, man.
Yeah,
Behind
exactly,
that
man.
Dallas line.
Yeah, you got a good line. That's what you supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, and then for those young guys to show up when it was time in the playoffs, man, and getting those timely sacks and putting pressure on old Patty, man, and making him look pedestrian, because that was just a masterful season. So, with that being said, my pick, the rich will get richer on offense because all the defensive players is gone, and I'm not reaching for a linebacker. I know the Eagles would never go linebacker because Jahai Campbell is there from Alabama, but they would never go linebacker in the first round. So with the value, we don't need a running back. We can use a tight end. I could go Mason Taylor, but that's reaching for a tight end. They only do tight ends in the second round and beyond. So I'm looking at Emeka Ubuka from from Ohio State. Put him in a slot with Smitty, AJ Brown, and Rebecca in the middle. Let's go. Fight. So instead of averaging 32 points a game, we're gonna average 42 points a game. And watch those Eagles fly, Eagles fly.
By
On the
the
road to
end of the year,
Victory. Eagles. And the Go Birds for Emmitt Smith. Yeah. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna stay tired of that.
if Rebecca falls, man, to 32, Howie will reluctantly either trade out. I have them either trading out of 32 though, to be in all honesty. If Brooks pick at defensive end / linebacker for the Jags go correct, that means Trayvon Walker is on the chopping block. They picked up his 5th-year option. I can see the Eagles trade with Jacksonville, giving them the 32 overall pick. They swap a bunch of other picks where the Eagles will move up in the second round, and then Jacksonville will pick here, and we will get Trayvon Walker, or they just get the kid from Ohio State.
You really don't think they would go Jahai Campbell? I mean,
no, they don't. They don't.
Kobe Dean.
No,
I think Vic Fangio would like that.
He would like that.
What about the boy from Ohio State? I ain't talking about the book. I'm talking about that defense end.
Yeah, he's the second round.
I ain't talking about Sawyer. I'm talking about the other nigga Samoa.
You talking about JT Tumaluma or whatever? Yeah, he's second round, man. He's second round.
Okay.
He's more of a run stopper. He's not gonna get you a bunch of sacks. He can transition to that. But then if I wanted that, I would trade back and get London Jackson out of Arkansas. I mean, to me, he's a better pass rusher. Or the kid Donovan or Zaruki, whatever his last name, from Boston College. I can see them going him. I forgot about him. So can I change and get Donovan?
Man, I play the music and everything.
Yeah. I can see
you want to run it back
or Donovan. Yeah, let's go Donovan right there from Boston College. Yeah. I forgot about him, man. He's a pass rusher. 6'3", 248.
See, that's why I was saying the draft so deep.
Dude.
You got the two defensive end from Ohio State, Sawyer and Tupalupo or whatever his name is. And then you also got that dude that play tackle from Ohio State, number 91.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
That
he a
defense
stud
tackle.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that
It's
guy
deep,
from Boston
dog.
College, he had 65 pressures last year, led the
Yeah.
nation in college. So
Wow.
yeah, he can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, I forgot all about him. So yeah, that would be the pick that I think Howie
Okay.
would go with and get that edge rush. Because I mean they lost Josh Sweat and then they lost Milton Williams. So
Okay.
but yeah.
And your boy retired too, then Graham.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Graham he retired. Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, he retired. Damn, they lost a lot of sauce on that defense. Oof.
That's why I was thinking they could go Jahad Campbell. You know, he can play so many. He can play different positions. He don't have to play linebacker. He can also. I mean, he can. You know, do
Well, you
the.
know, he like what's called. See, Jahad Campbell, the boy from Penn State,
hmm
and the boys from Georgia. All them boys are interchangeable.
Okay,
It's just according to who you like. You know what I'm saying?
but my
But they
question is,
said Carter is the best.
can Campbell cover though? Because you know, with their ends, they get them out in space, and that's the one thing is his lateral movement. You know what I mean? Is he
But the
fast
thing
enough?
Well, this is what Campbell did: 112 tackles, 11 and a half tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and an interception.
Okay.
So he
Yeah,
can.
he off the ball, but he versatile because he can move up and take one of the end spots on third
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I mean, at 32, man, like you guys saying, it's. I mean, they
You
can
got
go
a
multiple ways.
smorgasbord of who you
Yeah,
want.
dude, you could just I mean, but personally, in all due reality, I don't even think the Eagles going to pick on Thursday night. I think they're going to trade back.
Makes
That
sense. Makes sense.
is definitely
Yeah.
a luxury if you can do that. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We need to get about
Hey,
3
Mr.
first
41
round.
only took us. Yeah, but so,
We need
Am I
we
frozen?
the Cowboy. We need about 3 people.
yeah.
We need
Oh yeah,
a running back, offensive line, and they talking about trying to get Jalen Carter old. I mean Jalen Ramsey old, but
Oh, at
Mm.
corner, yeah,
yeah,
because
Hey,
so they don't know if Diggs
so
gonna be healthy enough. But Diggs don't tackle anyway. He can go
no,
right
he
now.
don't. No, he
yeah.
don't. I mean, look at
So
the
I do.
guys that running back that's still on the board. You got Travion Henderson, Quinshawn
Yeah.
Junkins. I mean, the kid Caleb Johnson from Iowa. Like,
The boy from Tennessee.
oh yeah. Damn.
Yep.
Wait.
It's a bunch of
And
running backs.
yeah, so somebody's going to be able to get that. And here, did we mention Jalen Milrow?
Oh, at quarterback, yeah, he'll be definitely a day 2 pick. Definitely.
hey, I heard that he could go to the Eagles. They said as a
Jalen and
Jalen
Jalen?
Hurts clone type deal, just sit behind. Hey, same college,
Yeah.
same type of quarterback coming out of
Same
college.
name.
So
Yeah, I mean, if he falls to the 5th round, yeah.
Jalen and Jalen.
yeah.
Hey
Yeah.
man, y'all don't be surprised what I told you. They talking about the boy might sneak back up in the first round because they compare him to Jalen. They said let him
Yeah.
goddamn get with some. The man had a different offensive coordinator area. He even played football.
Yeah.
Well, and again, like he didn't make our first, our draft here, but like I'm just curious, will somebody take a chance on him in the first round? I mean,
I
not,
mean,
and I'm saying that because of how I guess he's kind of fallen off the, projected boards, as in taking a chance. But I mean, hey, it's crazy, but if he's in Philly, he can learn for one, and
mhm.
two, you can utilize him in short yardage if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want the tush push. We just hand the ball to him. But
Yeah,
no, man. I mean, in all due reality, I could see Cleveland trading back in the first round to pick him up. I mean,
they was also talking about Pittsburgh too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pittsburgh would be a
They
good
said
spot.
Pittsburgh
really
twice.
they really saying that you could really do without Aaron Rodgers because you got them two tall receivers outside, and
Mhm.
they got that catch radius, so you ain't got to
Yeah,
be perfect. And then they looking at that boy ran a 4.37.
Yeah,
yeah. Cold weather team,
Yeah, they
physical.
gonna run the ball. They
Yeah,
gonna run the ball.
yeah,
even if you use them in packages, you know what I'm saying, to get them going or whatever. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm curious to see where he
No,
lands. Actually,
that Russell Wilson threw about 14 times a game last year.
yeah. That is
yeah,
true. I mean,
yeah.
Pittsburgh would be the ideal spot for Murrow. Believe it or not. I mean, they like you said, they play a lot of power football. They got Furbermuth in the middle of the field. They got your guy and Pickens on the
Metcalf.
outside. I mean, they could play big boy ball.
Hey,
You
but
know.
And you got Metcalf too.
they
Yeah.
might be out there with knives trying to.
Oh, all
Oh
right.
man, yeah,
We
man,
still
this
here?
was fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. And, the draft is always, this is a annual thing for us, and I always look forward to it, man. It's just fun. Uh, and man, Brooks with his Bulldog picks, you know, 4-1,
Next time I'm looking
drafting
mock drafts
Shador.
that have Bulldogs slide into teams to see and line
yeah,
picks
Hey,
up.
look,
I
Shador
tried to
won't
figure
go,
trying
he
to
won't
figure out how to
go
get
early
Tate
next year when we
Ballage
do
in the
this.
first round, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Trying to
was hoping
get
Malachi would
one more.
fall. Yeah, I would hope Malachi fall, man. In real life, I hope he fall. He's on the radar. Oof.
Boy, well, I got a lot of editing to do too. And I appreciate y'all for that. But yeah, this was fun, man. This was fun. Anything we need to close out with, guys, before we roll?
Hey, just enjoy the draft, folks. That's why
Yeah,
we
it's
do
gonna
it
be
because
fun.
we love what's coming up on Thursday. I can't wait, Mr. 4-1. I'm gonna have the nachos and wings ready.
Good, good, good. All right. I can't wait either. So and calculator, you'll be able to help me with the details. I want to put some of the results in the comments and out there so this kind of stick out there.
Okay.
So we'll get together on that.
Okay.
And man, this has been great, man. TB, Brooks Showcase, Philly Red Zone,
Yes, sir.
Calculator. Man, thank y'all for being on, man.
No
Absolutely.
problem.
Hey, enjoyed it, fellas.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
sir.
All right.
When we doing a recap?
Well, the draft, I would say, I mean, it's up to you guys. We can roll it next week if you want to.
Okay, cool. We'll just send it
All
out,
right.
man. I'm game.
Yeah.
I
All right.
may
We'll
I
just
may or
we'll
may
just
not
I
attend
was
that.
fun.
I just
we'll run it back.
depending on how horrible the pick is, I may have to.
So,
Just can't do
All
it.
right, guys. So,
yeah.
all right. There you go. All right, guys. Well, we out of here.
All
All
right,
right.
man. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
See
All
ya.
right, later.